During World War II, manning the 40mm Bofors anti-aircraft gun was one of the combat roles where African American units served in the racially segregated U.S. Army. The Bofors gun was one of the most reliable anti-aircraft pieces of the war. All black crews, like this one from the 466 AAA Automatic Weapons Battalion, defended the airspace over Draeger Airfield in northeastern New Guinea. This unit's actions further proved that African American soldiers were not only willing to fight for their country, but that they were highly capable soldiers, helping to advance the call to desegregate the military in 1948.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the United States Army, we would like to welcome you to our Twilight Tattoo pre-show. The official show will begin at 7 p.m. During our performance this evening, blank ammunition will be fired from some of the weapons, so please be prepared to cover your ears if you or your children are sensitive to loud noises. In the event of any emergency, we ask that you follow the directions of the uniformed ushers in your seating section and the Joint Base Myer Henderson Hall security personnel. We appreciate your attendance this evening and encourage you to visit our website at www.twilight.mdw.army.mil and follow us on Facebook at MDW US Army and on Twitter and Instagram at MDW_US Army. Join the conversation by using hashtag Twilight Tattoo. Thank you and enjoy the pre-show. The soldiers you will see tonight from the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone, represent America's Army in thousands of performances annually. They are part of the United States Army Military District of Washington and serve as guardians of the nation's capital. Please welcome the United States Army Blues under the direction of Sergeant Major Kenneth McGee and vocalists from the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone.
Who's ready to have a good time tonight? Come on, let me see you clap. That's right, get up.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea, but as long as I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
Here we go, let me see hands.
I wouldn't wait forever.
That's right.
Exalted in the sea, but as long as I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
Come on.
With every step we take, Kyoto to the place, strolling so casually. We're different and the same. Gave you another name, switch up the batteries.
Come on.
If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Know with all of your heart you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. We set out on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you.
Come on.
Sacred simplicity. As long as we're together, my heart continues to beat.
Here we go.
With every step we take, the batteries.
Let me hear you sing.
If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with all of your heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. Yeah.
Hey.
Give me a chance.
I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with all of your heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
Give it up for Master Sergeant Tracy LeBrecq. Uh-oh.
Hey.
We're about to break it down now.
Hey.
I want to see some funky dance moves out there. Who's got some funk in their hips? Come on, get off your feet. Let's see you move.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Where my chaperones
Can you
at?
feel it? Here we go. When you wish upon a star, woo, your dreams will take you very far. Oh yeah, yeah. When you wish upon a dream, yeah, life ain't always what it seems, yeah. What you see, your night so clear.
Sing.
In the sky so very near, yeah, yeah. Your shine come into view, shining watchful light on you, yeah. Give you strength to carry on, yeah. I'll make my body big and strong, won't you help me now?
Okay.
Born child of the sun, so my work has just begun, yeah. While I have to stand alone, oh, blessing now I got my own, oh yeah.
Come on.
Break it down.
Find yourself in me. Let me hear these words of heat. Be a giant grain of sand. Words of wisdom, yes I can.
Yes, you can.
Here we go. You're a shining star,
Come on.
no matter who you are. Shining bright to see, which you truly be. Hey, you're a shining star, no matter who you are. Shining bright to see, which you truly be. Here we go. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Dance break. Come on, where my dancers at?
I want to see the wave get started. I see it right there. We're doing the wave. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, yeah.
Come on, do the wave, do the wave.
And here we go. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
Shining star.
Hey. Yeah.
That's right, let me hear you make some noise! First Sergeant First Class Eric Tour.
Wiggle!
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
It does. It sounds a little crazy.
Come on! Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that can go to space. With the air like I don't care, come on, baby, by the way. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that.
Ooh, yeah.
Give me all you got, don't hold it back.
Yeah.
I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.
He's gonna be just fine. Fine.
Yeah. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can nothing bring me down. Said your love is too high to bring me down. Can nothing bring me down. Let me tell you about it. Bring me down. Can nothing bring me down. Said your love is too high to bring me down. Can nothing bring me down. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Give it up for Staff Sergeant Dan Andrews. Bring me down, said your love is too high to bring me down. Can nothing bring me down. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Last time, let me hear you. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
First class band, Patterson Lady.
We're going to hand it over to the Army Blues for a tune, but we'll be right back with you shortly.
That tune slaps.
That really does.
Slaps.
I think we only got time for one more slapper, Master Sergeant LeBrecq.
I know, and I need a little audience participation for this. I know we can't have lighters in here.
That's true.
But our new age version, right? We all have our flashlight on our cell phones.
Power ballad o'clock. Let's see him. Get the flashlights out.
Flashlight show.
There it is.
There you go.
I see it. Let me see him. Put him up.
You have to help me out here. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
searching in the night. Streetlight people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night.
We need to see those lights up high. Come on. Hey.
Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some win, some will lose. Some are born to sing the blues. Oh, that movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting
Hey.
up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night.
Put 'em high.
Streetlight
Come on.
people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night.
Here we go.
Master Sergeant, Chad Leader on the guitar.
The moment you've been waiting for.
Don't stop believing.
Let me hear you.
Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people. Don't stop believing. Hold on. Streetlight people. Don't stop
Let's go.
believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
There you go.
Streetlight people. Don't stop.
Let's hear it once again for Master Sergeant Tracy LeBrecq.
Have a great Twilight Tattoo. Thanks so much for being here.
At this time, we are pleased to recognize the special groups attending this evening's performance. Ashby Ponds Retirement Community from Ashburn, Virginia. The National 4-H Conference from Washington, D.C. Oak Valley Elementary School, Creston School from Tulare, California. Rice Lake Junior High School from Rice Lake, Wisconsin. River Valley Middle School from Three Oaks, Michigan. And Tatum Tyree Retirement Family Celebration. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As a reminder, blank ammunition will be fired from some of the weapons this evening, so please be prepared if you or your children are sensitive to loud noises. This evening's Twilight Tattoo performance is hosted by Lieutenant General Jody J. Daniels, Chief of Army Reserve and Commanding General, United States Army Reserve Command. Operating as an Army component and force-providing command, the Army Reserve has a congressionally authorized strength of 189,500 soldiers, 11,000 civilians, and more than 2,000 units residing and operating in every state, 5 United States territories, and 23 countries. Mostly operating as a part-time force, the Army Reserve draws talent from where we live and work, currently in over 1,000 communities across America. Our citizen soldiers are your colleagues, employees, classmates, neighbors, friends, and family, and that is perhaps the greatest strength of the Army Reserve. From our inception as a Medical Reserve Corps to today's Operational Reserve, the unique talents and abilities of the men and women of the Army Reserve have expanded to more than 120 different career fields. We add depth and value to the force by integrating professional civilian skills with service in uniform in fields like cyber, medicine, water purification, engineering, artificial intelligence, and robotics, as well as areas such as disaster response, transportation, and finance. Lieutenant General Daniels and the soldiers, civilians, and families of the United States Army Reserve are honored to host this evening's Twilight Tattoo.
Today's Army Reserve covers more than 20 time zones across 5 continents. Our people are the most important weapon system in accomplishing the mission. Now, more than ever, America needs a powerful and resilient force ready to deliver vital capabilities around the world and here at home. In an ever-changing landscape of both visible and invisible threats, we stand ready to defeat our enemies anytime, anywhere. America's Army Reserve is ready now, shaping tomorrow.
The United States Army welcomes you to Joint Base Myer, Henderson Hall, and this evening's performance of Twilight Tattoo. We begin tonight's show with a salute to our veterans and their families by performing the songs of the armed services. If you or a member of your family served, we invite you to stand and be honored. The United States Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, high shall our purpose be. Send Imperatrix is our guide, our fame, our glory true. To fight, to save or fight and die, I Coast Guard we are for you.
The United States Space Force. The United States Air Force.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder. I don't know, give 'em the gun, give 'em the gun. Down we dive.
our flame from under, off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, we'll go down in flame. Ain't nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force.
The United States Navy.
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to foreign shores, we sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home.
The United States Marine Corps.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the floor are soldiers of your United States Army. Please stand and join us in singing the Army Song.
March along, sing our song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Please be seated. The commander of troops this evening is Lieutenant Colonel Michael R. Thompson, Commander, 4th Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, our host for this evening's performance, General Jody J, Chief of Army Reserve and Commanding General, United States Army Reserve Command. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as honors are rendered. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have special guests for tonight's ceremony. General Retired David Rodriguez, former Commander, United States Africa Command, and his wife, Ginny. Mr. Bobby Henry, civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army, Maryland South. Miss L. Anita Dixon, civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army for the District of Columbia. Lieutenant General John Jensen, Director, Army National Guard, and his wife, Cindy. Lieutenant General Christopher Mahoney, Deputy Commandant, Programs and Resources, United States Marine Corps. Vice Admiral John Mustin, Chief, Navy Reserve. Senior Executive Service 3, Mr. Stephen Austin, Assistant Chief of Army Reserve. Lieutenant General Retired Leslie Smith, former Surgeon General and current Vice President, AUSA Education, and his wife, Vandira. Major General Retired Roger Sandler, former Chief of Army Reserve, and his wife, Jane. Congressional staff members from the offices of Senator Tammy Baldwin, and Senator Brian Schatz. Thank you for sharing your evening with us.
Advance, forwards, and 1, and 2, and 3. Ready, confirm, face, and 1, and 2. Right shoulder, or. Right, face.
Once again, welcome to Joint Base Myer, Henderson Hall, in this evening's special performance of Twilight Tattoo, Army Strong!
Forward! Forward!
The origin of American military music can be traced to the fifers and drummers of the Revolutionary War. This musical heritage is represented today by the soldiers of the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. The soldiers of the Fife and Drum Corps wear uniforms patterned after those of General Washington's Continental Army. In order to be easily identified, military musicians wore the reverse colors of the regiment to which they were assigned. At that time, American infantry soldiers wore blue coats with red facings. Thus, the musicians wore red coats with blue facings. The active duty musicians of today's Fife and Drum Corps honor the soldiers of the past, while displaying the discipline, professionalism, and precision of today's Army to audiences around the globe. For over 200 years, our nation's Army has been committed to upholding the United States Constitution and defending the values, traditions, and liberties that define us as a nation. We, as an Army, stand today on the shoulders of giants who fought so bravely for our country. As they conclude their program, the Corps honors the legacy and the continued vigilance of today's soldier with the Corps' signature melody and troop step. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. On the evening of April 18th, 1775, dispatch riders from Boston rode out to alert the Minutemen of the march of British Army soldiers, known as regulars or redcoats, to Lexington and Concord. One of them, silversmith, artist, and patriot Paul Revere, was later immortalized in Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's 1861 poem with the words, "Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere."
To arms! To arms! The regulars are out! To arms! To arms! The regulars are out!
The American Revolution was our 8-year-long struggle for independence. The conflict witnessed the birth of our nation's army on 14 June, 1775. Though the raw militia units that comprised that force were severely tested in the early years of the Revolution. Under the leadership of General George Washington, a professional American army emerged from the trials and tribulations of Valley Forge as a trained, battle-tested, and highly organized fighting force.
Sound assembly! To the front! March! Make ready! Take aim! Fire! Advance! Forlocks! To the front! March! March! Charge bayonets! Charge! Take your left face, and 1, and 2. Forward, ball.
Less than a generation after the American Revolution, the Army was again called upon to defend our hard-won liberties and national sovereignty in the War of 1812. In battles that raged from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico, American soldiers endured and persevered. as our nation's capital and the entire Chesapeake region was threatened in the summer of 1814. A small force of soldiers and militia held out against an invading British army and fleet at a small post near Baltimore, Maryland.
Make ready! Take aim! Fire! Advance! Firelocks! We've been under constant attack for the last 2 days. The enemy has pressed us hard, and they've been shelling Fort McHenry almost non-stop. But the men endure the horrors of battle and the bombardment like veterans. The courage and strength of the regular soldiers and militia remains unbroken, despite the hardships. We have a bond. We trust each other and our officers, and we know we will prevail. This morning at dawn, the fort's commander ordered an enormous flag to be raised to show the enemy that we will not be defeated. They say it can be seen for miles. That flag is our nation's symbol, our badge of honor, and it will not be lowered for this or any foe.
Over 200 years ago, our national anthem was born as Francis Scott Key observed our glorious flag flying over the ramparts at Fort McHenry the morning after the battle. Please rise and join in singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Present, all! And 1, and 2, and 3.
Please be seated. Throughout the 19th century, America began to rapidly expand its borders. President Jefferson's negotiation of the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 had doubled the size of the young nation, and the United States Army's Corps of Discovery, led by Army Captains Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, explored these vast new lands. Tens of thousands of Americans followed trails that stretched from St. Louis, Missouri, to Oregon, California, and New Mexico. Army engineers and soldiers spearheaded expeditions that explored and mapped this great land, from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains, Grand Canyon, and Pacific Northwest. Through the ravages of the American Civil War and the building of the Transcontinental Railroad that connected the nation from coast to coast, the Army was able to transform itself to respond to the ever-changing needs of the nation. America's small frontier army would evolve into a larger and more complex fighting force that first appeared on the world stage in the Spanish-American War. Then, in 1917, the Army was called upon to deploy overseas to defeat the armies of the German Kaiser in World War I. One of the most decorated units to emerge from World War I was the 369th Infantry Regiment, known as the Harlem Hellfighters. The regiment was composed largely of African American soldiers from New York. Originally an Army National Guard unit, these soldiers had overcome many challenges to join the ranks of the American Expeditionary Force that deployed to France under General John Pershing. Private Henry Johnson, one of America's great heroes of the conflict, was a member of this proud, capable, and hard-fighting unit.
The French said that what I did was heroic, or brave. Hell, they even gave me this medal. But I tell you, I only did what I had to do. You see, Roberts and I were standing sentry in no man's land of northern France this past May. In the wee hours of the morning, we thought we heard wire cutters, and before we knew it, a hell of bullets came our way. We gave it right back to them. We unloaded our rifles and went after them with grenades. We both had gotten hit, but Roberts went down and I just kept going, only to see 2 Germans taking him away. I turned my rifle around and I clubbed 2 Germans who were on top of me. I pushed through my bolo knife, got Roberts back, and continued for the enemy. Reinforcements finally came and the Germans retreated, but not without paying a heavy price.
It done something to advance freedom, not as labormen, but as true American soldiers.
Throughout the 20th century, American soldiers fought side by side with our allies to achieve victory over there.
Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums rum-tumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry right away, no delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. Tell your sweetheart not to pine, to be proud her boys in line. Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums rum-tumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there.
Though World War I has also been called the war to end all wars, less than a generation later the forces of tyranny and oppression again threatened our country and her allies with the outbreak of the Second World War. After the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, American forces waged campaigns in the European and Pacific theaters. Soldiers fought from the deserts of North Africa to the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of New Guinea, and the Philippines.
When General MacArthur said, "I shall return," back in '42, victory in the Pacific sure seemed a long way off. But in just this past year, my division, the 77th Infantry, has helped take back Guam, the Philippines, and now Okinawa. My brother hit Omaha Beach in France last year with the 1st Infantry Division, and word is, the Nazis are going to surrender soon, and the war in Europe will be over. I sure hope victory ain't too far off either. I'm ready for the fighting to end so I can get back to my wife, kids, and the life I had left behind.
Back on the home front, the country came together to support our troops. With most men shipping out, more than 6 million American women stepped up and met the new challenges. America became the arsenal of democracy, and millions of Americans were needed to keep the troops supplied. They worked in factories and workshops across the country, producing tanks, artillery, vehicles, and aircraft. Not only did women help build the planes, they flew them to where they were needed as members of the Women Air Force Service Pilot Program, the WASP.
In 1941, I was a civilian pilot instructor in Hawaii when I witnessed the attacks on Pearl Harbor from my plane. This inspired me to join the WASP when they were formed a year later. In total, we flew over 60 million miles, transporting cargo, laying smoke, and towing aerial targets. We flew every type of military aircraft at the time. Nothing makes me happier than knowing that my greatest talent helped me to serve my country.
In 2010, the WASP were recognized for their invaluable service to the nation with a Congressional Gold Medal. Today, women now serve in all positions within the Army and are integral members of the team.
America declared victory in Europe and Japan, VE and VJ days, in 1945, and Americans looked forward to what they hoped would be a period of peace and prosperity. But the world order continued to change. The peace that so many had fought and died for in World War II lasted just a few short years. In June 1950, the Cold War turned hot as American forces joined with the United Nations to resist communist aggression in Korea. The army that deployed to Korea had begun to transform, to look more like the nation it served. The desegregation of the armed forces by President Truman in 1948 created integrated units that fought at places like Heartbreak Ridge, Porkchop Hill, and Sandbag Castle, before an armistice, which continues to this day, was signed and the fighting came to an end.
I fought across Europe against the Nazis in World War II. I never thought I'd be back on active duty again, but here I am, on Porkchop Hill, fighting commies. We've been ordered to hold this position at all costs, sort of a message to the enemy. No matter how many assaults they launch, we won't budge. In faraway lands, these soldiers I lead are giving everything to fight off communist aggression. Like me, many fought in the last war. They are brave and the very best. We hope that the sacrifices we are making will give the people of South Korea a chance at lasting peace and allow them to rebuild their nation as they want to.
Korea is sometimes called the Forgotten War, but the heroic efforts of American service members fighting side by side with our Korean and United Nations allies enabled South Korea to build the thriving democracy they have today. Less than a decade after the armistice in Korea, the Army was once again called upon to confront our nation's enemies, this time in Southeast Asia. As the Army entered Vietnam, it implemented innovative concepts that transformed warfare and medical treatment operations. Helicopter gunships mounted with machine guns and rockets rapidly delivered air assault troops to the battlefield where they could be supported by tactical air and artillery support. These helicopter units revolutionized medical first responder capabilities on the battlefield and beyond. Helicopter medical evacuations, known as dust-offs, pioneered life-saving techniques that remain the benchmark in both military and civilian emergency medical care today. At the heart of all these innovations was the American soldier.
I'm Sergeant Robert L. Howard, and I'm on my 3rd tour here in Vietnam. I couldn't wait to enlist in the Army and become a Green Beret. To be a part of the best was all I ever dreamed of as a kid. My A-team has done everything from providing medical care to villagers up in the Central Highlands to advising and fighting alongside the Vietnamese. Once my team was attacked by enemy forces 3 times our size. My platoon leader was badly wounded and pinned down, so I crawled through enemy fire and pulled him out. Even though I was wounded too, I made sure my entire team got back to safety before I left the battlefield. They gave me the Medal of Honor for my actions, but I didn't do it for hopes of any awards. I did it because I care about my team and because what we're doing here in Vietnam is important.
I volunteered to be an Army nurse right out of college. Here in Vietnam, we work 12-hour shifts 6 days a week, and this is the hardest work I've done in my life. Every day, we see about a dozen soldiers come through our field hospital, and we do everything we can to help them heal. We're saving lives on the front line and performing procedures back home only doctors could do. Even on my days off, I go back to the hospital and try to comfort the wounded as best I can. My friends back home don't understand, but I know what I'm doing here is my calling, not only as a nurse, but as a U.S. Army soldier and support my country however I can.
We soldiers are trusted professionals and our nation's greatest military asset. We answered America's call to duty and served with honor and selfless service.
All right, y'all. Time for a little 7th inning stretch. I need you on your feet. Come on. There's a couple dance moves we're going to talk through here. Need you to show me the moves, show me what you got. All right. We're going to do that here in just a minute. Here we go. You got to know how to pony, like Boney Maroney. Do the mashed potato, do the alligator. Put your hands on your hips now and let your backbone slip. Do the Y2C, like my little Lucy. All right, now we're gonna get a little vocal here. I'll start and then you do it after me. Here we go. Na 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 na. All right, help me out. Na 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 na. Oh! Right here. They told me they could be louder than all the rest of y'all. So they're gonna start it off with me right now. Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. Na 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 na. All right, help them out. Na 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 na.
The men and women of our Army fought in incredibly challenging conditions in Vietnam, but never wavered in their courage and commitment to the nation and each other. As we emerged from conflict in Southeast Asia, the world was changing in many ways. We asked ourselves, as the world evolves, how do we need to evolve to meet new challenges? The Army went to work on changes to our doctrine, equipment, organizations, personnel systems, and how we trained our professional soldiers. The revolutions in training and doctrine in the post-Vietnam era, as well as the movement from the draft to an all-volunteer force, transformed the United States Army. Realistic, demanding training, along with inspired visionary leadership, is the bedrock of the Army profession. The Army instills individual and collective excellence, a commitment to a strong personal and team ethic, and a set of professional values. All this is represented in the soldiers of the United States Army Drill Team. The secret to our Army's success was, is, and continues to be unit cohesion and trust. Nowhere is that more evident than in the Drill Team. Members of the Drill Team are from all corners of the United States, with a wide range of career fields. They have perfected their skills and are here to share them with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, your United States Army Drill Team! Today, the drill team is commended by Sergeant First Class Jonathan Chappelle from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The drill team represents today's soldiers as well as yesterday's heroes who proudly fought in our nation's wars and continue to serve around the world. The total Army must be ready for today, modernized for tomorrow, and strengthened by close relationships with our allies and partners. Like the drill team, we build cohesive teams that are highly trained, disciplined, and fit, who are ready to fight and win in any environment. We sustain a culture of respect, discipline where everyone takes care of each other. And now, the most difficult maneuver of all. The soldiers will continue to march. From the front rank, toss their rifle into the air over the formation to be caught by the soldiers in the rear rank. This is again an exercise in trust, as team members will have to put their safety in the hands of their fellow soldiers. This is the United States Army Drill Team's signature maneuver since 1958, the front to rear overhead rifle toss. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the ambassadors for today's Army, yesterday's heroes, and tomorrow's soldiers, our United States Army Drill Team! After Vietnam, the integration of technology, planning, training, equipment, and leadership set the foundation for victory over the next 3 decades. It helped to bring about victory in the Cold War with the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1980 and the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. American soldiers also served with distinction in places like Grenada, Panama, Somalia, Haiti, and the Balkans. No other nation on the face of the earth could compete, as America developed weapons like the Big Five, the Abrams tank, the Bradley fighting vehicle, the Apache and Black Hawk helicopters, and the Patriot missile.
The first major foreign military crisis for the United States in the post-Vietnam era presented itself in August 1990, when Saddam Hussein ordered his armies to invade Kuwait. This was no ordinary act of aggression. Iraq's army, the 4th largest in the world, and the vaunted Republican Guard were well equipped and battle-tested after an 8-year war with Iran. Still, in just 100 hours of ground combat, the U.S. Army and our allies achieved a stunning victory over enemies, liberating Kuwait and demonstrating the dedication, professionalism, and high level of training of our soldiers. Added to the history books were victories such as the Battle of Medina Ridge, the Battle of Wada Albatine, and the Battle of 73 Easting, the largest tank battle fought by American forces since World War II.
America rallied behind its soldiers and their families as we achieved victory in the Gulf War. This spirit was captured in a memorable song of the era.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family by my side. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota, the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA. There is pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The Army responded immediately to the 9/11 terrorist attacks, drawing up plans to send Special Forces teams to Afghanistan as part of an unconventional mission known as Task Force Dagger. American soldiers, working in partnership with United States airmen and the Afghan enemies of the Taliban, known as the Northern Alliance, struck quickly, adapting as needed to engage in a new type of conflict. Their ability to adapt, tactically, operationally, and strategically, was a testament to their commitment, expertise, and professional excellence.
I'm Captain Mark Nooch, commander of the 5th Special Forces Group, Operational Detachment Alpha 595. We were one of the first Special Forces teams ready for deployment, told to start planning and be prepared to use indigenous animals for transportation. I led an experienced team of soldiers who served in Somalia, Bosnia, and the first Gulf War, but we never imagined we'd be riding horses in the battle. Once we arrived in Afghanistan on October 19th of 2001, we had a lot to learn, and my men adapted well.
The horses give us the flexibility to get in, around, and behind the enemy to cut them off from reinforcement and retreat. The U.S. Army hasn't fielded a cavalry unit on horseback since World War II. But here we are, riding side by side with our Afghan allies. In this fight, adaptability and resilience mattered most.
From the mountains of Afghanistan to the deserts of Iraq, where the Army waged war on terrorism by toppling a dictator and enabling the opportunity for democracy, the American soldier demonstrated incredible versatility, perseverance, courage, and teamwork. Today's Army is committed to innovation and new ways of operating in an uncertain world. Strategic partnerships with industry and academic institutions, as well as with our sister services and allies around the globe, are propelling advancements in data-centric operations and resiliency in the face of climate change. As long as we continue to innovate, modernize, and put our people first, we will remain the unrivaled world leader in ground combat operations. Redefine what it means to bring the fight to the enemy in 2035 and beyond in all domain operations.
Our Army remains focused on a culture of commitment, competence, character, and caring. Here, we support a professional environment where everyone can thrive and excel as far as their talents can take them, both as an individual and as a team. The Army's 150 unique career fields and 8 broad specialty areas highlights the growing number of opportunities for Army recruits.
The Army is its people. People are the Army's greatest strength and most important indicator of our readiness. People mean soldiers in the regular Army, National Guard, Army Reserves, Army families, and Army civilians, as well as veterans and retirees who remain soldiers for life and a part of the Army's family. It takes people from all walks of life, serving in many different ways, to remain the world's premier land fighting force.
My name is Staff Sergeant Dante Gray from Los Angeles, California, and I serve as an infantry soldier.
I'm Specialist Max Hoslett from Lemoore, California, and I serve as a search and rescue soldier.
My name is Specialist Logan Bostrom from Muskegon, Michigan, and I serve as a cyber specialist.
My name is Specialist Harding from Port Charlotte, Florida, and I serve as an Army medic.
My name is Sergeant South Carolina. I am Military Police K-9, and this is my military working dog, Fargo.
We need warriors from all backgrounds, talents, and geographies to remain the all-volunteer force and enhance the future of our Army to win the next fight.
Together with the joint forces, our partners and allies, and the unwavering support of you, the American people, we will thrive to remain the nation's first line of defense for another 247 years.
Trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone. I'm up and out, I'm bright and early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for others, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Monday when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. sacrifice. And I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asked of me, well, I'll bear that cross with honor. 'Cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front line, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier.
Now taking the floor are elements of your United States Army.
Yeah, I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American, an American, an American soldier. An American soldier.
It has been a pleasure for the United States Army to present Twilight Tattoo. Thank you for coming out to honor the selfless service of American soldiers, past and present. Enjoy the rest of your evening. People first, winning matters. Army strong!